of the keys to the Republican success in 2009 seems to have been the party's strategy in setting up their statewide candidates, clearing the field then for Bob McDonnell, uniting in support down the ballot for Bill Bolling, the lieutenant governor, and Ken Cuccinelli, the candidate for attorney general. This time around, you're gunning for the lieutenant governor spot, and the jockeying for the top spot for governor has already been controversial. How would you compare the dynamics within the Virginia Republican Party to what it was like in 2009, and what do you think needs to happen for the GOP to repeat the kind of success it had then?
You know, I think that there were two reasons that we did so well in 2009, and the first is this: for the past 40 years, whichever party the president's been elected from, Virginia has elected the governor from the opposite party. They tend to do a little pushback from the person that runs the country, because Virginia tends to vote nationally, particularly those from Northern Virginia. Secondly, I believe Bob McDonnell ran a tremendously perfect campaign in Northern Virginia, and Cree Deeds was from a rural location over by where the homestead's located. I don't think he could connect well with Northern Virginians, and that was another dynamic that was so important. Campaigns matter, and I think that Governor McDonnell ran a much better campaign than Cree Deeds did. So those two things combined, I think, really ultimately determined what the outcome was, and not necessarily that we had three folks running that had non-controversial nominations. I think that the fact that Bill Bolling has made a decision not to run will...
As a Republican?
Well, I think Bill will probably not run. To run as an independent, you have to be able to raise tens of millions of dollars to overcome the ability for the candidates from the two major parties to be able to raise a lot of money. But at this point, we are in a posture where Ken is the presumptive nominee. I think that what that will do is provide for a less destructive convention, because typically the top of the ticket is where you see the focus. And had we gone into a convention with two folks that were competing against one another, trying to manipulate rules, that sort of thing, I think that would have caused a lot of ill feelings for people coming out of that convention. Down ticket, folks don't really pay that much attention to it, so I think that as a result, we've gone from a very large convention to a rather small one, and the people that will be coming as delegates will typically be those that the lieutenant governor and attorney general candidates are able to draw out. So I think we're looking at a much smaller, much less contentious convention, and people will leave being okay with who and supporting whoever the nominees are.
It won't be contentious with all of the candidates for lieutenant governor?
No, you know, one of the things that I'm really thrilled to see, because many of us have been campaigning for several months now, is this isn't personal. We're all friends. Many of us have known each other and worked together for a long while.
There's no fun in that.
I know. And,
I'm going to sleep over here.
I really, sorry, I know you wanted me to say, but people, generally speaking, are running positive campaigns. They're talking about their own experience now. Not that that won't change, you know, as we get closer to the convention, but currently it's been a very positive climate. The two gentlemen who are running for attorney generals have served in the legislature together for years. They're both fine gentlemen. They're friends, and there's no animosity between them either.
Okay, wake up, Tom.